Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College, Pune. Subject Information Technology, Standard 11th Science. Video created and presented by Mr. Nitin Vadgure. Today we are going to start part 2 of Chapter 1, Basic of Information Technology, Standard 11th Science. In our last part, we have discussed about an introduction to IT, that is Information Technology, definition of Information Technology, concept of ICT, that is Information and Communication Technology, data and information, difference and meaning of data and information, need of information, various concepts used under IT, computer system, 5 functions of computer system and peripherals, means components. Let's see the next topic, architecture of computer. Computer architecture is a specification detailing of how a set of software and hardware technology standards interact to form a computer system. In short, computer architecture refers to how a computer system is designed and how it works. Means a computer architecture is a set of software and hardware interacting to each other to form a design of computer system. Ultimately, this design of computer system describes how it works. Every computer system has the following 3 basic components. First is input unit, second is central processing unit, and third is output unit. All these 3 units are interconnected to each other to perform the 5 major computer operations. Let's see first input unit. This input unit helps users to enter data and commands into a computer system. Data can be in the form of numbers, words, actions, commands, etc. The main function of input device is to direct commands and data into computer. Computer then uses its CPU to process data and produce output. So, the main function of input unit to get the data from the user and send it to the CPU, that is central processing unit, for further processing. And the input may be numbers, may be words, actions or commands. For example, a keyboard is an input device that enters numbers and characters. Similarly, even a mouse can be an input device for entering directions and commands. Other examples include barcode reader, magnetic ink character reader, that is MICR, and optical character reader, OCR. Another example of input devices are touchscreen, pointing devices, microphone, light pen, mouse, etc. Nowadays, touchscreen is used as a commonly input device. Users can simply touch these screens without using any other device to enter commands. From smartphone to ATM machines, these input devices are becoming very popular nowadays. Next important unit is Central Processing Unit, that is CPU. After receiving data and commands from users, a computer system has to process it according to the instructions provided. Here, it has to rely on a component called the Central Processing Unit. The CPU further uses these 3 elements. First is arithmetic and logic unit, second is control unit, and third is memory unit. CPU is also called as brain of computer system. It controls all the operations of computer by using its all subunits. Let's see first arithmetic and logic unit. This part of the CPU performs arithmetic operations. It does basic mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, etc. Further, it can even perform logical functions like the comparison of data. So, for arithmetic and logical operations, arithmetic and logic unit is used. In the diagram, arithmetic and logic unit resides in the CPU. Next is control unit. This control unit is the backbone of computers. It is responsible for coordinating tasks between all components of a computer system. The control unit collects data from input units and send it to processing unit depending on its nature. Finally, it further transmits processed data to output units to facilitate users. Means the control unit control all the operations of the computer system. Next unit is memory unit. Once a user enters data using input devices, the computer system stores this data in its memory unit. This data will now remain here until other components of CPU process it. The memory unit uses a set of pre-programmed instructions to further transmit this data to the other parts of the CPU. So, whenever you entered something through the input devices, it goes to the memory unit, that is RAM. Types of memory. There are two types of memory. First is primary memory and second is secondary memory. Primary memory. Primary memory is internal memory of the computer system. It is also known as main memory. Primary memory holds the data and instructions on which computer is currently working. So primary memory also refers as internal memory or main memory. When user enters something to the computer, it goes to the primary memory. Types of primary memory. Primary memory is generally of two types. First RAM and second ROM. Let's see first type RAM, that is random access memory. RAM stands for random access memory. RAM is known as read and write memory. It is generally refers to as main memory of the computer system. It is a temporary memory. The information stored in this memory is lost as the power supply to the computer is switched off. That's why RAM is also called as volatile memory. When user enters something through the input devices, it goes to the RAM. You can edit the content of RAM and use it. That's why it is called as read and write memory. The content of RAM is lost if the power supply is off. That's why it is called as volatile memory. It is not a permanent memory. It is a temporary memory. Second type of primary memory is ROM, read-only memory. ROM stands for read-only memory. ROM is a permanent type memory. The content is not lost when power supply is switched off. Content of ROM is decided by the computer manufacturer and permanently stored at the time of manufacturing. ROM cannot be overwritten by the computer. It is also called non-volatile memory. You cannot write anything in the ROM. So it is a permanent memory. The content of ROM is permanently stored in the computer system, and the content of ROM is decided by the computer manufacturer. If the power supply is off, the content of ROM is as it is. That's why it is called as non-volatile memory. Student, please write the difference between RAM and ROM. Next type of memory is secondary memory. Secondary memory is an external memory of the computer system. It is used to store huge amount of different programs and information. The examples of secondary storage devices are magnetic disk, that is hard disk, magnetic tapes, pen drives, flash memory, optical disk, that is CDs, DVDs, SSD. SSD stands for solid state drive. So all these secondary storage devices are used to store huge amount of data. As compared to the primary memory, the storage capacity of secondary memory is high. Next important unit is output unit. After processing of data, it is converted into a format which human can understand. After conversion, the output unit displays this data to users. Examples of output devices includes monitors, screens, printers and speakers. In previous days, plotters are used as one of the output device. Thus, output units basically reproduce the data formatted by the computer for users' benefit. The figure 3 shows the internal view of central processing unit. CPU contains the motherboard, SMPS, hard disk, RAM, different buses. Figure 2 shows block diagram of a computer. Data is entered through the input unit. Input data goes to the CPU. It first stores into RAM. Then CPU processed on the entered data. The control unit takes the input data, which is in the high level language, that is English language, then convert this entered data into the machine level language, that is binary language, for the further processing. After processing the data by using the arithmetic and logic unit with the coordination of memory unit, the control unit again convert the machine code or the data which is in a binary language. It converts this code into a human readable form, means high level language, and send it to the output unit. The diagram shows two types of flows, data flow and control flow. So the block diagram of computer contains input unit, then central processing unit, further divided into 3 units: memory unit, control unit and arithmetic and logical unit. The memory unit is again divided into 2 units, 2 parts: primary memory and secondary memory, and last unit is a output unit. Let's see the units of memory. Computer storage and memory is often measured in megabytes, that is MB, and gigabytes, that is GB. Let us understand the evolution of memory. bit, it is a binary digit that holds only one of 2 values, 0 or 1. Binary language is a combination of 0 and 1. So bit is the smallest unit of memory. Next is nibble. A group of 4 bits is called as nibble. For example, 1011, 1001, 1111. Next is byte. A group of 8 bits is called a byte. A byte is the smallest unit which can represent a data item or a character. More than 8 bits is called as word. Table shows different units of memory. Bit means single binary digit, that is 0 or 1. 1 byte means 8 bits. 1 kilobytes, that is 1 KB, means 1024 bytes. 1 MB means 1 megabytes, means 1024 kilobytes. 1 GB means 1 gigabytes, means 1024 megabytes. 1 terabytes, 1 TB means 1024 gigabytes. 1 petabytes means 1024 terabytes. And last, 1 exabyte, 1 EB means 1024 petabytes. So these are the different units of memory. In our next part, we will discuss about concept of hardware and software, categories of software, open source software and closed source software. Thank you.